And they are already on the run. Don't forget that we have got Kenyans, Joylin Chepkomoy, and also Sharon Chepkomoy making it through, and Cherop of Uganda making up the 11 names we've got for this race. As it stands, you see the 3 of them up front right there. The Ugandans look to be setting the pace. That's what they know how to do in a race like this.
Yes, like we said, this is the 5,000 under 20 women. A 5,000 meters is 12 and a half times around the track, and it takes approximately about 16 or so minutes. We have the record being 14:30:88 minutes, and the Ethiopians, as you can see, will be hoping to retain their titles, but they will have a stiff competition from the Ugandans and the Kenyans.
It's all started that way. The Ugandans are starting so brightly. Cherop, Charity Cherop, and also Yeko Betsalin. Can they keep this pace from start to finish? They have the Kenyans breathing down their neck. The 2 Kenyans in this race, Joylin Chepkomoy and also Sharon Chepkomoy. And the 2 Ethiopians also coming behind. Keneni Wadinesh and Tadis Bethlehem.
You can almost see like the Ugandans, it's like, you know, they pull the same strategy that the Ethiopians and the Kenyans do in planning their race. So the Ugandans have gone up front, but it's still early days. Like we said, it's a 12.5 lap race. So most athletes will want to stay in a pack in front so that they don't get left behind, because it's kind of hard to make up if you leave a wide gap.
Surely they are keeping tabs, but you can see the pace is getting increased. Though it's still early days. Just 2 laps completed.
Yes, the thing is that it really depends on the strategy. Sometimes what the athletes do, they want to go out maybe kind of like in the middle or just before the middle. You've covered half the distance, you kind of go out. If you have the endurance to do that, go out so that you leave so much gap. And the other thing that they have enough time to cover up, but by the end, it's too late. We've had several athletes apply that type of strategy before to a race, and it has worked out well for them, but most of the time it doesn't. But we will see. The 2 Ethiopians are up in front while the rest are in the back, but like you said, it's still early days. Yes, it's still early days.
And there were 3 Ugandans and 1 has been left behind. She is still pushing to see if she can get closer. It's going to be really tough for her. Cherop, the one on 3rd position, still keeping a pace. Can she do this for 7.5 times? They have to go around this track.
I really hope that Ugandans can kind of like maintain this distance they have created. But like we said, it's still early times. We still have the Kenyans in the middle 2nd pack, and then we have the Ethiopians in the 3rd pack. And they have given themselves about a 20-30 meter gap between each pack. So it's going to be an interesting race to see how the 3rd pack covers up to the 2nd pack and the 2nd pack meets up to the 1st pack.
You cannot take your eyes off Sharon Chepkomoy, the Kenyan. She looks so fit. She's moved out to 3rd position now, moved past Cherop of Uganda. And you still have the 2 Ugandans topping it. Yeko Bentalin is up front, and she has Charity Cherop following up behind her.
It's almost like each East African country had their own pack. You had the Ugandan pack in front, the Kenyan pack in the middle, and then the Ethiopian pack in the 3rd. Although the Ugandan is now in the 2nd pack.
Getting really interesting. They're closing down. These Ugandans seem to know what they want. They are constantly pushing, stretching it. Looks like the pace is increasing.
Yeah, I think that's their strategy, to make sure they increase the speed as often as possible, so that they will create a gap for the pack behind them, so they will not be able to catch up.
Interesting race, especially when you have your own countrywomen or countrymen leading the park.
So they have gone about 4.5 laps round the track. They still have 8 more laps to go.
See the South African doing as much as she can to play catch-ups. It's going to be difficult for her, but in the spirit of sportsmanship, Lisa Dejaga is still pushing. And that's the #1 athlete. And the Kenyan is really catching up. She is constantly moving.
We have seen to have lost one of the Ugandan athletes that was in the front of the pack. Now we have just one Ugandan leading the pack.
That's the athlete on beat number 642, currently leading the pace and setting it also. Charity Cherop.
And she was on a medal contention. That's a shame, you know, when things like that happen, especially when you are in line to win a medal. It's really heartbreaking.
Not so sure yet to get confirmation. It looks like Jacob Bentley is out of the race. She was the one leading the race at some point alongside Charity. But we still have another Ugandan coming up strong. But the leader has now taken over the South African again. So the competition between these two ladies, they hold strong to what they know themselves for.
So now we have the competition being between for the second and third position between the second Uganda and the Kenyan athletes. We can see the first Ugandan athlete is way up front, and it might be difficult for the other athletes to catch up with her.
She's overtaking the second athlete now. She's really doing what she knows how to do best. Uganda seems to be the country to beat for this one.
The athletes have 5 more laps to go. And we can see the Ugandan athlete is still way up front with about a 70-meter gap between the first and the second athlete. And we still have a stiff competition for the second and third position between the Kenyan and the Ugandan athletes, while they still overtake some of their compatriots.
It's a tough race, but it's still that consistency that she keeps, that puts her in front. Charity Cherop, she's really led the pack.
And we've confirmed that the other Ugandan athlete that was leading the pack with Charity Cherop is now out of the race. That would be devastating for the athlete.
Really devastating. Jacob Bentalin. She must have dropped, most likely lost her balance at some point. But this one will keep that hope alive.
And who knows, they might have done a clean sweep.
It would have been difficult, but very possible. But the Kenyans are not giving up.
That's what makes this race like this interesting. When you have several countries that have a strength in this kind of race, then you have stiff competition, and that improves the sports. It improves the time, it improves the world record, which is what we see worldwide.
Won't be surprised if Charity sets a new championship record. She has kept that same pace from the start.
Yes, we have the championship record at 14 minutes 30.88 seconds, held by Ethiopia's Tirunesh Dibaba.
Just going to overtake again.
Yes, and with the pace in which world records in the distance events are being broken in the past several years. We just had Faith Kipyegon break the 1,500 meter record again a couple of weeks ago. So we're looking forward to having another record here in this championship.
Won't be a surprising one, but the way she has kept up her pace and continually run this race. Charity Cherop is closing down on the Moroccan Bali Kador. This is really a great race. And just over 11 minutes long, and she's done it. Overtaking the Moroccan Bali.
It now has become a case of keep your eye on the prize, but also know where all the other athletes are, because we know that the Ugandan athlete has overtaken several of the athletes. So you have to know where she is and who is winning. But as we say, the camera is usually on those that are in the front of the pack.
Charity Cherop is the woman to beat for this under 20 women's 5,000 meters final. And look at the distance between every other athlete. Really separating them gradually. And you just want to give her the medal. Hopefully nothing happens to her like her.
Yes, people are so far apart. That's over 100 meters gap from the second position. It's kind of hard to even see where the second and the third is anymore. But Ugandan athlete is in front. She has left the other people behind, and she's now running her race. And I believe that now what she has to do is just to go for a championship record, or at most a personal best.
What a race. 13 minutes run already.
Yes, we still have the second and third position being contended with between the Kenyan athlete and the second Ugandan athlete.
It's a strong one between Cherop and Chepkemoi.
You can keep your eye on them. Just measure it. The second and third is about 100 meters behind the first athlete, the first Ugandan athlete. And you can see them overtaking other athletes. So we have the Ugandan, we have the Kenyan, you have the Ugandan also, and then we have the Ethiopian far back in the fourth position.
They also overtaken Bali, Sharon Chepkemoi, struggling it out or slugging it out with the Ugandan.
And we have
she goes now for a final lap. It's going to be hard for her to do a championship record. Cherop, Charity is doing a great job. It's a great race she's been running from the start. Can she keep this pace?
Yeah, for her, she's basically, barring anything happening, the competition is now for second and third position between the Kenyans and second Ugandan athlete. Now we have the Ugandan athletes kicking and leaving the Kenyan athletes behind. Going down the back straight. We have the second Ugandan athlete has left the Kenyan athlete, so it looks as if it's going to be a 1-2 Ugandan win in this 5,000 meters on the 20 race.
And the Kenyan is really coming, really wanting to do it. But look at the pace he's keeping. She's something else.
She's going for either a personal best or a record. And she's doing it. She's going for. And
What a
she has
race she's
won.
run.
Yes.
15.10 minutes is what she has run. Charity Cherop going 12 times and half. 15.10
And we have the second Ugandan
seconds.
athletes coming in now for silver position.
And Uganda
And
also
then the
wins silver.
Kenyan athletes in third and the Ethiopian in the fourth position.
What a race we've just seen. Charity Cherop wins the race.
Yes, and it makes you a bit